You want to learn how to make chicken and dumplings so well that your mama would be proud? Well, I have to make some today for a family gathering we're having, so I'll just do it with you. In this giant stock pot, I have a whole chicken, right? You make sure you take everything out of the middle of it, rinse it off if you want to rinse it off, and then you put 6 whole carrots in there, an entire stalk of celery with the leaves on it. The only thing I cut off is the very bottom of it, and a whole giant onion, and I cut it up into 4 pieces. You stick all that in there and you let it cook down, okay? Then this is what I call chicken pollo. I know that's stupid. This is the chicken bouillon. You take that and you literally put like 1/3 of a cup in there, okay? So 1/3 cup of that. You put enough water in here to cover the top of the vegetables and the chicken. You're not gonna drain this, all right? And then this Tony Chachere's, you just sprinkle this across the top until you feel like that's enough, all right? You're gonna add more of this later, so don't panic, it's no big deal. Okay, so then you boil this all the way down until the chicken starts floating up. And then what I usually do is once she starts floating up, I'll take a fork and I'll start shredding her. And if she's shredding apart really easily, then I know it's done. If you pull your chicken out of here and it's not all the way done yet, it's not that big of a deal. You're putting it back in here again anyway, okay? So you cook all that down. When it's all the way done, you're gonna take all the vegetables and the chicken out of this broth and you're gonna set it to the side. We're about to do that, so I'll show you what that looks like. What it looks like when you get this chicken out of this pot and into a giant bowl is between you and Jesus. But I will tell you, the best way I have found is to take a metal spoon and you shove it in the middle of that carcass and pull straight up, okay? I've done it a lot of different ways, but I promise you, this is the easiest. And then you just put it over here in this bowl. And then what I do is I just sit here and I pull all these vegetables out, okay? And then once you've got everything out, you're gonna set it to the side and you're gonna let that chicken start cooling because you gotta be able to tear that apart and you gotta burn your little fingies, okay? So, hold on. And I don't want any hate for this next part. I don't wanna hear it. I'm right, just do it. These are the best dumplings on the market. You cannot make them better than the Great Value biscuits, I promise. These are called wop biscuits because you're gonna peel them and wop them. And that's how you open them. Wop it. And then when your broth over here, don't look in the background of my kitchen, it's crazy over there, okay? Don't worry about that, okay? When this is at a rolling boil, you're gonna take these biscuits and you're just gonna pull them apart and put them in there. You should get about 3 pulls per biscuit, okay? And then you're gonna sit there. It really should be at a rolling boil, Cam. It's coming, I can hear it. Okay. Ow, that's hot. Anyways, that's what you do. You just sit here. Now, because I'm making enough chicken and dumplings for about 25 people, I'm gonna use 12 cans of biscuits. You don't need that many. So, as much broth as you do, that's how you determine how much you make. And if your broth doesn't have that yellow stuff over there, then you didn't season it enough. Or cook your chicken long enough, either one. So this is the hard part. You just sit here and pull all these biscuits apart, and that's what makes the dumplings. And then as they cook in the middle, sometimes I do 4. As they cook in the middle, then they'll drop down. And then my husband's behind me because he's sweet and he's deboning that chicken. So then once you debone the chicken, you put all of that chicken in there, and then voila, you have chicken and dumplings. All right, here's the deal. As you're doing this, your arms are gonna get tired. So towards the end of it, I just take a whole stack of these biscuits and I just pull little teeny chunks off of them, okay? So, because your arms get tired, so you just take a whole stack of them and then do it that way. Now this is still a lot of broth. You should not have this much. As you're putting these dumplings in here, this should start to get like thicker and thicker. Mine's not because I have too much broth in here. So I like to take the broth out after I put the biscuits in if it's not gonna like thicken up, because then when I use this later for like chicken pot pie or something like that, it already has a little bit of starch in it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this out. All right, so my precious husband sat here and deboned all this chicken. So now while the dumplings are making, I'm gonna sit here and just kind of pull this chicken apart. The bowl will do it, but I like to just sit here because then you get some of these tendons out still. So you put all this chicken in, and you just shred it up. If it's really hot, then I just drop it in because it's still hot. Oh yeah, you shredded a lot of this over here.
That's everything I pulled off the bone.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
the breast should be.
I don't put the skin in. So that's just me. But I do make sure all the meat is off the skin. Yeah, there you go. No skin. See, and I just sit here and pull all this apart. Because you don't want like chunks of chicken in there. You do want it to be stringier. Okay, now. And then after you take the moisture out, or moisture, what am I saying? After you take some of that excess broth out, if as you're putting more dumplings in, if you're like, oh, that's a little thick, it's okay. You can put that broth back in. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get to broth. I couldn't get there.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. Words are hard. All right, see, just finished. And it'll kind of shred up on its own as it's sitting here cooking. Should clip my hair up. Ah! Use that pillow. But, there you go. Somebody on my TikTok asked if you, I was talking about your weekly accordion band history, and they were asking if you were going to sit at the table. Oh, that's so funny. Are you carrying biscuits for me? What a nice man. What a nice man. All right. So look, we're coming up on 8 minutes, so if you're still here, I love you for that. All right, here we go. I will probably speed this end up. Okay. Oh, yeah, look at all that good meat. You did good debugging that chicken. There's some dark meat in here too, and that dark meat's what you want.
Ooh, what if you get chef reaction to do whatever you want?
All right, this is what it should start looking like. Okay, so you sit here and you leave it on and you just stir it for a few minutes and you let all the new dumplings, because we've been doing this for a few minutes, all the new dumplings cook. And as those new dumplings cook, they're gonna start thickening up. All right, but this,
Kobe.
oh,
Kobe.
oh,
Kobe.
he found more dumplings. Oh, there's none in here. There you go. Okay, now, earlier I took, look how much broth I took out. This is 4 cups. But look what color that is. And that's from that carrot, that celery, that onion, all of the pollo. But this is gonna sit here and like thicken up as this cooks a little more. But look at that. Look at, that's
Would
cute.
you look at that?
Would you look at that? He's so cute. My gosh, he's so cute. Anyway, see how this dumpling, it's not done yet. So you're just gonna sit here and let it cook. But look, you can see it's starting to get better. Look at that spoon. All right, we'll plate it up next. All right, there you go. It's that easy. Chicken and dumplings. See how thick that broth is? That's the way it's supposed to look. So, next time you are like, oh, I don't know how to make chicken and dumplings. Yes, you do. It's that easy.